If there is no 90-degree angle, you cannot use the Pythagorean theorem. So instead, you have to use the law of sines or the law of cosines. Lowercase letters are across from the uppercase letters. Uppercase letters refer to angles, lowercase letters refer to sides. And this is the law of sines. You set up these three fractions, pick which two you want to cross multiply, and solve. We're going to do word problems today, and when you're doing word problems, the main difference here is that you're going to have to draw your own picture and label your own pictures. So pay attention to how we label things. Also, a note about notation. If you see something like this, angle ABC, the middle letter tells you which angle to measure. Right, let's do an example. An irrigation system is installed with sprinkler heads A, B, and C. The distance from B to C is 34 feet. Angle BCA is 40 degrees, and angle CAB is 45 degrees. Find the distance from A to C. All right, draw your triangle. You can draw it however you want to. You can put your A, your B, your C wherever you want to. It really doesn't matter. We're all going to end up with the same answer, even if you had put your A way down here, or if you had drawn a completely different looking triangle. All right, label it. Why are we going to have the same answers? Because we're all going to label them correctly. From B to C is 34 feet. So between B and C is 34. That's what this side is. Angle BCA is 40 degrees. That means angle C. And angle CAB, that means angle A, is 45 degrees. Find the distance from A to C. All right, let's label our sides real quick. Across from angle A is little a, across from angle B is little b, and across from angle C is little c, which we don't really care about because we don't have to find that answer or know any numbers about it. Since we don't have a 90-degree angle, let's set up our law of sines. So little a over sine of big A equals little b over sine of big B equals little c over sine of big C. And we can use the law of sines because we know the numbers for an entire fraction here. We are looking for b, little b, so we want to use this fraction. And I know all the numbers for this fraction, so I want to use that one. But notice, if I tried to cross multiply these two fractions, I'm going to end up with b, little b equaling to big B somehow. I'm not going to be able to just type this into my calculator because I don't have a number here for big B. But we know two of our three angles in the triangle, and your angles in your triangle add up to 180. So we need to do an intermediate step first before we can actually do our law of sines. So angle A plus angle B plus angle C has to equal 180, which means that angle B is 95 degrees. So I can sub in a 95 here, and now I can cross multiply those first two fractions to figure out what angle B is. I'm going to ignore this because it's not really going to help me, and I don't need to know what little c is. All right, so cross multiply. That means I have 34 times sine of 95 equals b times sine of 45. I want to solve for b, so I need to divide my sine of 45 over to the other side. And now everything on this left-hand side is all calculator buttons. Make sure you are in degree mode because this says degrees. But now I can type that fraction into my calculator. 34 times sine of 95. Then divided by sine of 45. That tells me that little b is 47.90. And because this is a word problem, make sure you include units, so that is in feet. So little b is 47.90 feet. We don't have to solve for little c because they only ask us for that one distance.